The weight of the bloodline. Close your eyes and listen to a sound you've known your entire life. It's the sound of a heavy sigh in a dark kitchen at 10 p.m. It's the sound of your parents or your grandparents sitting at a wooden table illuminated only by the blue light of a calculator and the harsh white of a stack of bills. You've lived in this documentary your entire life. You've watched the same survivalist loop play out for generations. Your ancestors worked until their bodies broke. They paid the bills they could, and they passed on nothing but invisible scripts about how the world is rigged against people like you. But today, that documentary ends. You are standing at a crossroads. You have decided that the cycle of high-income poverty and generational lack stops with you. You are about to become the architect of a new history. This is not a get-rich-quick story. It is a meticulous breakdown of the hidden mechanisms of wealth. This is the POV of the person who finally breaks the back of poverty for their entire bloodline. We are moving through every level of this transformation, from the survivalist fear of level 1 to the dead calm of level 5.
Level 1. The burden of scarcity. $0 to $10,000. At level 1, your relationship with money is defined by loss aversion. In the world of behavioral finance, this means the pain of losing $100 feels twice as intense as the joy of gaining $100. When you come from a poor generation, your brain is physically wired for defensive pessimism. You don't just hope for the best, you wait for the doomsday scenario, because in your family history, the other shoe always drops. Your first $10,000 is the hardest money you will ever earn. It's the tuition you pay to unlearn the habits of the survivalist. At this level, you are a profit center for the bank. You are paying the overdraft fees, the high-interest credit card traps, and the salary trap, where every raise is immediately swallowed by a broken car or a medical bill. The emotional weight here is the feeling of invisible guardrails. You feel like there is a ceiling above you that your parents could never crack. You see your friends buying status symbols, the designer bags, the leased BMWs, and your family asks, why don't you have those things yet? But you know something they don't. You've read the cheat sheet. You know that millionaires drive $30,000 cars, and you are choosing quiet wealth over fake rich markers. You stay in the modest apartment. You keep the old Toyota. You endure the boring phase because you are building the foundation of a skyscraper.
Level 2. The conscious pivot. $10,000 to $100,000. You hit $10,000. For the first time in your family's history, there is a shield. This is the emergency fund your parents never had. But now, a new enemy appears, the middle-class illusion. This is where most legacy breakers fail. You start earning good money, and the high-income poverty trap begins to set its teeth. Society and your family starts to label you as the one who made it. They expect you to pay for the dinners, to buy the big house, to provide the experience spending for everyone else. The emotional battle of level 2 is the Sunday dread. While the average person spends Sunday night panicking about Monday, you use your Sunday to review your money rules. You are automating a boring index fund strategy. You are putting $500 or $1,000 a month into an S&P 500 fund, VOO or SPY, and forgetting about it. Your family thinks you're being cheap. They don't understand why you aren't living a little. But you are practicing neuroscience-backed delayed gratification. You are moving from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset. You aren't just saving money. You are buying your freedom from the 9-to-5 grind. You are the first person in your bloodline to realize that money is a tool for time, not for things. Level 3. The turning point. $100,000 to $1 million. The first $100,000 changes everything. This is the point where the math starts to break the back of poverty. At $100,000, your money starts working harder than you do. The compound interest on 6 figures is often more than your ancestors' entire annual salaries. This is a lonely level. You have achieved a net worth that nobody in your family can even conceptualize. You are standing in the dead calm. You no longer check the price of eggs or gas. You have reached quiet wealth. But the emotional high finance cost is that you no longer fit in at the family dinner table. When they talk about debt, you have none. When they talk about the rigged system, you have found the cheat sheet to navigate it. You are now an accredited investor. The bank no longer treats you like a number. They treat you like a client. You gain access to the hidden mechanisms of wealth, tax-free growth, private equity, and real estate empires. You are no longer just surviving, you are compounding. The psychological shift here is the move from self to dynasty. You start thinking about generational wealth levels. You aren't just worried about your retirement, you are worried about the trusts and family offices that will protect your great-grandchildren. You are becoming the architect of a lineage.
Level 4. The first millionaire. $1 million to $10 million. The day it happens, there are no fireworks. You log into your brokerage account and the number has 7 digits. You are the first millionaire in your family's history. The emotion isn't greed, it's relief. It's the feeling of a heavy weight carried for 200 years finally being set down. You realize that getting rich was a slow process, but staying broke was even slower. You followed the minimalist money rules for a decade, and it worked. But this is where the status versus mechanism battle reaches its peak. You could buy the $100,000 car now. You could buy the dream house. But you remember the Lehman Brothers lesson. The higher you climb, the further you can fall if you don't respect the rules of the game. You adopt the Japanese internal reset. You stay humble. You stay boring. You use Lombard loans to buy assets without selling your stocks, just like the top 1%. You are using the bank's own tools to ensure you never go back to level 1. You have broken the cycle. Your children will never know the smell of a stale bank lobby or the fear of a declined card at a grocery store.
Level 5. The architect of a dynasty. $10 million plus. At level 5, you have reached legacy wealth. You have moved from one quiet house to a family that owns the town. You're no longer just the person who broke the poverty cycle. You are the one who built a fortress. You have moved beyond personal finance and into institutional influence. You have a family office. Your Sunday routine is now about global asset allocation. Your name is on a dynasty. But the most emotional part of level 5 is looking back. You realize that the first millionaire isn't the person with the most money. It's the person with the most discipline. You were the one who had the mindset to endure the survivalist stage without giving up. You were the one who didn't max out your 401k just because society said so, but instead built a DIY path to freedom. The conclusion. Your move. Poverty is a documentary that has been playing in your family for far too long. The script was written by people who didn't have the cheat sheet you have now. But a script is just words on a page until someone decides to act it out. You are the protagonist of this new story. You are the legacy breaker. You are the architect. Which of these stages are you standing on right now? Are you at level 1, feeling the weight of the fees? Or are you at level 3, starting to feel the unfair advantage of compounding? Let me know in the comments. This community is here to ensure that your family's poor generation documentary ends with you. Share this video with one family member who needs to hear that it is possible to change the math. Subscribe to Finance Simplified to join the path to financial freedom. We'll see you in the next one.